Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jemiah from the To The Window Sports Betting Podcast, coming to you live on March the 6th, the day after Cinco de Mayo, so hopefully you all aren't too hungover. For all my drinkers out there, what up, cappers? What up, gamblers? What up, bettors? Ladies, what's happening? Fellas, what's really going on? I present to you the same idea I present to you every day. If you could take 10 to 15 minutes on your phone, which you're going to spend anyway, doom scrolling, and you can click a few buttons and make a little money, why would you not do that? 10 to 15 minutes a day, clicking some buttons, making some money. Why won't you do it? Now, some days you're going to lose money. Like yesterday was horrible. Pardon me. Got our asses kicked a little bit. I mean, we dropped like 3 units. Soccer didn't go well. In baseball, NBA was hot trash. Or, as my guy Fat Bastard would say, hot trash. My neck looks like a vagina. Nah, it doesn't. I just need to shave. But here's what we're going to do today. My favorite sport in the world, and the sport that most men love to hate on because they never played the game. The WNBA. It's my favorite. And it's a money-making machine. This will be my first year attempting to become a bottom-up bettor and creating my own lines. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to respect the market like I always do and follow the sharp money. But we've got, let me adjust myself. My iPad, not myself. That would be weird on camera. We have 15 teams. I'm going to try to get through them in 15 minutes. I don't want to waste your time. I want to go through this quick, give you actionable betting intel for the futures market. If you want to bet something, if you don't want to watch these games, but you want to put something on coach of the year, rookie of the year, team to make the playoffs, shit like that. But I've got you. Let's do it like this. We're going to start off with the good teams, end with the bad, because there are 2 new expansion teams, one in Toronto. This actually probably going to be a decent squad, and I feel like I was leaning there. And then one in Portland that's going to be a hot mess. I mean, they got one player that can hold it together for them, but if they win 10 games out of the 44, I'll be very surprised. But we're doing this because here at To The Window, we don't give a shit what shape the ball is. We're trying to get tickets to the window. I don't care if it's a hockey puck, a rugby ball, baseball, golf ball, whatever. If we can find an edge, we're going to bet it. We're going to make some money. We are turning your losing hobby of parlays and prize picks and underdogs and all that shit. We're going to turn it into a legit side hustle. We are doing that. I'm going to show you the way. Grab my hand, follow along. All right? You ready? Let's do this. Books are sharp on this, on WNBA. Somewhat sharp. The markets are soft. They're not going to move lines for no reason. So we'll start with the best team in the league right now. New York Liberty, most talented roster put together in WNBA history. Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquel Jones, Nigel Laney Hamilton, who's back from an ACL, not the ATL. But and then they got Satu Sabali, who is a very good-looking woman. They gave nothing for her and got her from Phoenix, and she completely changes the dynamic of their team. She is so good, and Phoenix just gave her away. Don't understand it. Those are their additions. Who they lost her head coach, Sandy Brondello, took them to the title in 24. I guess her and the front office were beefing. It seems like the same thing happened in Phoenix when she was out there with Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. I don't even think they got a chip together. But the Liberty are either going to look really smart or really dumb, because if Toronto's really good, which is where Brondello is, she went to Toronto. If Toronto's really good and the Liberty are really bad with a first-year coach, it's going to look rough. The second loss piece that is very important was Natasha Cloud. To me, she's a top 5 two-way defender in the league. I'm not sure where she went, actually, but losing her as your only true other point guard is tough, because all you have now is Ionescu. It's going to cause a few issues, I think, but we'll see. The new coach replacing Brondello, Chris DeMarco, 14 years as a Warriors assistant, so he's got the pedigree, but he's just never coached in this league. So it's tough. It's the Warriors motion offense, pace, space, off-ball cuts, completely different than Brondello, who ran pick and roll with the bigs all day from the Griner days out in Phoenix, from Brittany and Diana Taurasi. And I guess they want to open it up a little bit more. 3 and D type stuff. We'll see. Their issues right now is Ionescu is the only true point guard they have. She is tough. She can play the entire season, I think. So their win total is set at 32.5. It's the highest in the league. They're the betting favorite to win the title. The ceiling for them is the chip. The bottom would be a first round exit. They're going to make the playoffs. If you're going to make a bet on the team total with this team, take the under 32.5 wins. New coach. I don't care about his pedigree. Best roster in WNBA history. These are other grown-ass women on other teams. And winning 33 out of 44 games, that's a tough ask for a first-year head coach. So if you're going to bet it, take the under. I don't think we're going to get to the window with that one. Next up is the fighting Caitlin Clarks of the Indiana Fever. Let me be straight. Their whole season depends on this woman, Caitlin Clark. What they did last year with Coach Stephanie White was fantastic. Like, that was one of the best coaching jobs I've seen in a long time, to get them to almost to the finals, and get it just ran out of gas. And Kelsey Mitchell went down with an ACL in Game 7. It was just bad luck. Caitlin Clark is the odds-on favorite to win MVP, as she always is. We're not betting that. It's not worth it. It's worth the fade. And you know how many games Miss Clark played in 2025? 13 games. Okay. But what they did do, Aaliyah Boston, 4 years, $6.3 million, richest extension in league history. This new CBA is great because these ladies are finally getting paid what they deserve. Kelsey Mitchell, who, again, like I mentioned before, hurt herself in Game 7 of last year. She's fully back, healthy, super max. They got Monique Billings from Golden State, great defender. Tyasha Harris, not a clue. Coach White knew her from Connecticut. And then they added Raven Johnson out of she's SEC defending player of the year, to help with the defense, because they lost Natasha Howard to Minnesota. And Brianna Turner left to go to Vegas. 2 years in the league, and Coach White for the Fever built the number one defense in the league while she was at Connecticut. So she wants to do the same thing here at Indiana. She wants to be top 3 in pace and have a defensive identity that stops the ball, hence their draft pick. It is my opinion that in the long term, and even right now, that Paige Beckers is going to be better than Caitlin Clark. I think she's better right now. If Caitlin Clark plays 30 games this season, I'll be surprised. She literally went out in a preseason game with a knee. I know they're being cautious and everything like that, but at some point, the girl's got to play, okay? I don't care how hurt she is. I don't care what's going on. She's got to get out there and play. Their win total is set at 29.5. She's never played more than 35 games in this league. Under on the win total. That's all I got. I went over the dream in my last video Chris and I did together, put up yesterday. You can I timestamped it. It's towards the end of the video. We went over the dream. I'll just do it real quick here. I think they are a top 3 team, adding Miss Angel Reese, Miss Mebound. But she is going to be the Dennis Rodman of this team, as Coach Smesko has a spaced offense that shoots a lot of 3-point shots. She's going to be down there to snag up rebounds. So her rebound prop every game is live. Angel Reese, rebound prop every game live. The girl doesn't have to score. Hit some free throws, get some rebounds. Dennis Rodman. Next up, the Chicago Sky. They shipped Angel Reese to Atlanta for 2 first-round picks. They loaded up on vets. They got Skylar Diggins, who is 35 years old. Azura Stevens. Dejanay Carrington is a great defender from UConn. A very, very, very pretty woman. Look her up on Instagram. She's beautiful, but she can't stay healthy. She's a great defender if she can stay healthy. She had pretty much all of last year off, and I think that with a full year under her belt to get back healthy, I think she can make a difference on this team if she stays there. I think they can win more games than they lose. You know, they're about a 500 team. Their win total is set at 18.5 in a 44 game season. I like the over just because of the veteran leadership that they have with Skylar Diggins, Carrington, and Stevens. And they've also got Courtney Vandersloot on the team as well. Yeah, I mean, all that veteran leadership, they could be a 500 basketball team. We'll have to wait about 5 games into the season to see. Not a playoff team, I don't think. They're in rebuild mode. They drafted Gabrielle Jaquez out of UCLA. She was on the championship team. It was a reach, but I mean, in the title game, she dropped 21 points. So the girl can ball, but I think she might need a little more time. This is running way longer than I thought. Next up, Washington Mystics, youngest team in the league. They fired their GM on day one of free agency. They entered the draft without a GM. They kept Shakira Austin. They shipped everybody else out. Georgia Moore is coming back from an ACL. They drafted Lauren Betts, NCAA tournament most outstanding player, 17, 8, and 3, shooting it at 60%. They are young. They had 6 draft picks. This team is going to be young, hungry, and aggressive. And I think that the one thing they needed was a three-point shooter. They passed up on a three-point shooter 3 times. She was 43% from 3. Gianna Neepkins, 3 times they passed her up. It's going to come back and bite them in the ass. But with them being this young and hungry and aggressive, I'm not going to get to the window to it, but they're going to be a bet-on team to cover the spread. They're not going to be as bad as people think. So they're going to be a bet-on team. I'm going to write that down, actually. Mystics bet on when the opportunity presents itself, not every game. Leaning over 17.5 wins for them. Compared them to Chicago. Chicago's at 18.5. Just with all the vets on Chicago, they've been doing this a long time. 44-game season is a long grind for these ladies. Most of them play overseas too to make extra money. Now they don't have to do that thanks to the new CBA. Shouts out to the NBA and the CBA for giving these ladies their money, which is still not enough. Pay these women, all right? You pay these women, you put a better product on the floor, you get more viewers, you get more sponsors. Robert's your father's brother. You've got money in your pocket, which you do already from Caitlin, Paige, Asia, everybody else. Excuse me, one moment. Moving on to the Connecticut Sun, which is a dumpster fire. They're moving to Houston next year. This is just a farewell tour. They got Brittany Griner. They sold the team to Tillman Fertitta, somebody in Houston with some oil money that didn't have enough to do for $300 million. They're going to go from being the Connecticut Sun to the Houston Comets from back in the Swoops days when they were just balling. They got Brittany Griner, played at Baylor. She's from Texas. So this year is like a farewell tour. Good night, good luck, see you later, yada, yada, yada. Their win total's at 11.5. That tells you all you need to know. They are a bet against team when the opportunity presents itself. The other one for the Sun, unders. Connecticut Sun team total unders, depending on the defense they're playing. If they're playing against a top 5 defense, take their team total under. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it because I'm always stoned. Sun, not Suns. Connecticut Sun team total under, depending on who they're playing. Next up, all right, we get into the expansion theme. This is the team I think that's going to be good like Golden State was last year. The Toronto Tempo. Owned by Larry Tenenbaum, some guy named Masai Ujiri, and Lily Singh. And one more important piece to that puzzle of ownership. One, Miss Serena Williams, who is not going to put her name on anything that she doesn't want to be a winner. That being said, head coach from the New York Liberty, Sandy Brondello, won a chip in 2024, got fired for beefing with the front office, whatever. Doesn't matter. One of my favorite players is in their backcourt, actually 2 of them. Marina Mabrey and Brittany Sykes are the first $1 million backcourt in WNBA history. They both got $1 million deals. Good on them. Sykes is going to drive to the hoop. She is athletic. She's had a couple ACLs, but even with those ACLs, I'm pretty sure Newark's finest can still dunk, which is wild. The girl is crazy athletic. Marina Mabrey, shooter. I'm talking about gun-slinging shooter. She can ball. She can talk trash. Toronto's going to be a bet-on team. So look to bet on them. They added Kia Nurse, Isabel Harrington, Satu Sabali's sister, Nayara Sabali. Her and Brondello were cool. And they drafted Kiki Rice, one of the better shooters in the draft. They run Brondello's 5-out spread offense, switching up defense, up tempo. Same thing she built in New York. Win total's 15.5 over. We're getting to the window with that. Toronto tempo to win over 15.5 games. The other bet on this team that I kind of like is the odds-on favorite for Coach of the Year is Smesco here in Atlanta. It's like plus 350. Not a lot of value there. But Sandy Brondello at 8.5 to 1 with an expansion team with a good backcourt. They fuck around and make the playoffs. You got a Coach of the Year right there. And there's one other coach out on the West Coast who's worth a look. These are the two we're going to be looking at, but she's one of them. Next up, Las Vegas Aces. I don't know what to say about this team except Becky Hammon is a phenomenal coach. Asia Wilson is the female second coming of Wilt fucking Chamberlain, and she has a competitive spirit in her that I haven't seen out of a dude in the NBA in a long time. 3-year, $5 million Supermax, 4-time MVP. She's plus 250 for MVP this year. I can't even bet it. It's not worth it because she's going to win it. Jackie Young's back. Chelsea Gray's back. Jewel Lloyd's back. Jewel Lloyd played like shit last year. I think she has a bounce back year. Look at her props over all year long, giving you the chance, especially if she starts out slow. Let me write that down. Jewel Lloyd props, points, assists, rebounds, all of that. They got Lisa Smith starting at 4 and Kennedy Carter from the Dream. She is really being slept on. She is a hooper. Kennedy Carter can play basketball. She's a great addition to this team. They lost Megan Gustafson and Kia Stokes. Kia Stokes is kind of a big loss. Gustafson, it's not so much. Becky Hammond's Princeton offense with, literally Asia Wilson's running point center. Their win total is 30.5 games. They're 4-1 to win the whole thing because of the New York thing. I would catch this midseason, let them go on a little, 2-game losing streak, something like that. But Asia Wilson's going to win the MVP, man. I'm trying to think of somebody else right off the top of my head that could sneak in behind her, and that would be Alyssa Thomas in Phoenix. She's a triple-double machine. But, she doesn't have any help. They sent Satu Sabali over to the Liberty, who was her cushion, who let her operate and run that offense. So it's a no bet. You can't bet Asia Wilson at this number. Yeah, and Becky Hammon, Coach of the Year, not going to get it when you got somebody like Asia Wilson. Now on to the Minnesota Lynx, who are normally odds-on favorites. They should have won last year. Bad luck with Nafisa Collar going down with both ankles. Not only is that, she's out until at least June. I'm going to call it mid-July if they're holding serve. I'm not sure if they're going to be, but they lost Alana Smith, co-defensive player of the year, to Dallas and Paige Beckers. Jessica Shepard, who was a baller. She could hoop too. They lost her to Dallas. Bridget Carlton went to Portland. Dejanay Carrington went to Chicago. Natasha Heidemann went to Seattle. 6 rotation players gone. Nafisa Collier gone. They got Courtney Williams, Caleb McBride, and they took Natasha Howard from the Indiana Fever. So that's 3 to replace the 6. But is it enough? I don't think it's enough. But one player that they did get was Olivia Miles, a number 2 pick out of TCU. And guess who her assistant coach is going to be? Go back and look it up. When Minnesota won all those titles, guess who's running point guard? One Miss Lindsay Whalen. And who's the assistant coach in Minnesota right now, who's going to be coaching up Miss Olivia Miles, running point guard from day one as a rookie? Lindsay Whalen. So she's going to play immediately. They have their win total set at 27.5. That's crazy. Under, we're getting to the window with that. I'll have bet slip tickets up for that right before the season starts, probably tomorrow. Under 27.5, 26.5. I don't care. Under their win total. But the one bet we are making is Miles for the Rookie of the Year at 3-1. Shop around. You'll be able to find better odds, but you got to do it before Collier returns. That's going to change everything. And when Collier does return, I'm going to have to update my power ratings on this team because the woman changes everything. She is she is the Joker of this league. If Asia is like the old school Wilt Chamberlain, just the competitive fire she has, Nafisa Collier is the Joker where she just can quarterback a game and run a game like none other. Next up is the Phoenix Mercury. Cinderella story. They made the finals as a 4 seed because Nafisa Collier went down from Minnesota. They got swept by Vegas. And then Satu Sabali just said, I'm going to go to New York and get on the best roster possible and chase a ring. More power to you. I would have done the same thing. You've been in the league, Lasong. Let's get a chip. They didn't replace her with anybody. They replaced her with a French forward out of the Euro League who's all defensive. Don't care about that. You need points. She's not Satu Sabali. So they got Alyssa Thomas on a 3-year max. Kalia Copper's back. And Dewana Bonner, the machine that is Dewana Bonner, the lady pumped out twins 2, maybe 3 years ago, played the same season. 17 years in the league, Dewana Bonner. Shouts out to you, man. They didn't have a first round pick. They sent it to Chicago. The win total's 23.5 under. Phoenix is going to be bad this year. They're going to struggle, which makes me look at Alyssa Thomas. She's worth some coffee money for MVP, just a little bit. But Phoenix is going to be bad. They're a bet against team. The Phoenix, what the fuck are they? Jesus Christ. Mercury. Hey, Phoenix Mercury are going to be a bad team this year. They're a bet against team. I'd like to take a moment and pause and say, take a second, like the video. I saw a couple of WNBA breakdowns last night, and they were good. There's no hate here. No hate here. I'm just hoping I'm giving you some actionable information and stuff that we're getting to the window on. All right, a couple more to go. Next up, Los Angeles Sparks. But I got to take a drink break. 1 second. Let's get back to it. Los Angeles Sparks, 5 years out of the playoffs. You remember when Candace Parker played there and Nneka Ogwumike? When they were just winning championship after championship after championship? 5 years they haven't been in the playoffs. They have pushed all their chips to the middle of the table. They are going all the way in. They make the playoffs this year, or they are out of time. Nneka Ogwumike came back after 2 years in Seattle. She averaged 18 and 8 last year. She's played her whole career in LA, her and her sister. Her sister is behind the mic at ESPN and killing it. Neck, that's her nickname. Nneka wants to keep on playing, man. They added Ariel Atkins, and they re-signed my boo, Miss Kelsey Plum, who's going to carry that team. And who else is coming back? The 6'5" Norwegian, Swedish, wherever they make these women at. 6'5" Cameron Brink. She tore her ACL last year, but she is the entire upside of this team's defensive identity. And I think that if she plays a full season, this is a bet on team. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, we are taking their over on their win total. I think it's 25.5. 25.5. It's juicy. I don't care. They're good for 28 to 29 wins. This team's going to be really good. I also like Coach Lynn Roberts in her second year as Coach of the Year. Here's your narrative for that. One of the staples of the WNBA hasn't made the playoffs in 5 years. Nneka Ogwumike goes to Seattle. 2 years to try to do whatever she was trying to do, win a chip up there. I'm not really sure about that move. Hey, do what you want. But now you bring her back. You take Kelsey Plum from Vegas. You haven't been to the playoffs in 5 years. Brink comes back from an ACL. 5-year absence, slightly deep run into the playoffs. Coach of the Year, 9-1. Worth a look. They drafted Tainia Lotson at number 20, South Carolina. They got her at a steal at number 20. She's going to be a good player. Next up, Dallas Wings. And this is the one I was waiting to get into because I'm not sure if the book's overreacted, underreacted. The games are on ESPN, so they're trying to sprout a narrative to you, and it's kind of annoying. But I'm going to stick to this. They got Jose Fernandez as their new coach. They had a 1-year coach last year, fired him. Jose Fernandez. They brought in a guy who's vouched for by Gino Ariema from UConn, number 1 overall pick in the draft. They take Paige Becker's friend, don't give a shit. Azzy Fudd. Listen, Becker's year 1. She might have missed 1 or 2 games, averaged 20 points a game on a bad team, efficient, durable. The girl's a baller. The preseason game she played the other day, she only played 20 minutes. She put up 20 points in 20 minutes. Paige Becker's a sneaky look for MVP. Sneaky look for MVP, and I love it. They added Alana Smith from Minnesota, co-defensive player of the year. They got, I have no idea who Awak Kuyer is, but she's back from 3 years overseas at Galatasaray. And they've got the baller from Notre Dame, Arike Agumbawala. The girl can shoot. The girl is just a ball player. That is it. That is all. This team is really sound. Their win total is 21.5. I really like the over. Jose Fernandez at Coach of the Year. At 14-1, it's a value play. A little coffee money maybe on it, but definitely over 21.5 wins. Paige Becker's for MVP is worth the sprinkle. Golden State Valkyries, they built that team the right way defensively. They added Gabby Williams. They made the playoffs in the expansion year. And, the coach there won Coach of the Year. They had the most improved player, and they had the best defense in the league. Their win total is set at 21.5. I would lean over. They've got the chemistry. Defense travels. All it takes is effort. And Natalie Nakase as Coach of the Year. Maybe worth a repeat. I doubt it. Seattle Storm is next. They blew up the entire thing. They let Neck go. They let Necka go. Skylar Diggins is gone. Gabby Williams is gone. Erica Wheeler's gone. Brittany Sykes is gone. But they're building around Dominique Malonga, the French center, who averaged 16 and 9 and unrivaled this year. She's the future, and they're betting everything on it. And they picked up Awa Pham Time, who's 6'4" with a 6'8" wingspan, but she won't be there. It was a draft and stash. She's not even going to be there until August because she plays in the Spanish league. But what they did, they added Flujay Johnson from Golden State with a trade, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Flujay is from LSU. And I noticed in her box score in the preseason the other night, she's a shooter. Rookie of the Year, worth a look. Olivia Miles, Flujay Johnson. Their win total set at 15.5. I'm not touching that, but Dominique Malonga for most improved player, maybe. But I really like Flujay Johnson as a sneaky sprinkle for Rookie of the Year. And the last team on the docket is the Portland Fire. Listen, bet against. They draft and stashed. Sylvia Fowles is an assistant coach there, and that's good. They got Bridget Carlton from Minnesota, and Bridget's a hooper. She can play. The rest of them, Haley Jones, don't know. Megan Gustafson, she's okay. They took Iana Martin, but they drafted her and stashed her because Spain's World Cup overseas, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be messy this is from the head coach. It's going to be messy at the beginning, but it's going to be a good mess. And I get it. But this year, they're going to be a bet against team. When the opportunity presents itself, you fade the Portland Fire. Long term, they're going to be good. Right now, ooh, all right. Like the video, guys. Like the video. I don't know anybody who is solo breaking all this down for you, except me, one half of this sports betting podcast. So let's go through our future bets recap and see what we like. Minnesota under 26.5 total wins. Love that bet. Collier's out. Get it now. Indiana under 30.5 wins. Caitlin Clark is not going to play more than 30 games. If she does, I tip my cap. She hasn't shown me that yet. We're taking Atlanta over 29.5 wins. They're going to be a really good team. The Los Angeles Sparks are going to be sneaky good. They're going to mess up a lot of people there. Bet on team against the spread if you find the opportunity. Over 25.5 wins. Take 26.5 at better odds. Washington, the Mystics with all those youngins on that team, over 17.5 wins. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. We don't know. That's not betting from a position of strength. That's gambling, and that's guessing. We don't gamble. Dallas over 21.5 wins. Leave it alone. You don't know. It's first year coach. If Paige and Azzy did get into a beef, I mean, who knows what it does to the chemistry of the team? Too many variables. Don't bet it. Asia Wilson for MVP at 2.5 to 1. You want to bet it? Bet it. I'm not. We're not. Olivia Miles for Rookie of the Year. We're definitely betting that. Cameron Brink, either Sixth Woman of the Year or Defensive Player of the Year. Worth the look. Naz Hillman to repeat as the Sixth Player of the Year for Atlanta. Give it a shot. And Coaches of the Year, Sandy Bordello for Toronto. Lynn Roberts of LA. Those two at almost 10 to 1. A little sprinkle on each. Bring back some money. That's 15 teams. That's every move, every bet. That's what we do here at To The Window. Keep it sharp, keep it fast. I know it's a lot of information, but it's very actionable if you pay attention to the WNBA. This isn't about watching dudes dunk. Is it a tough product to watch some days? Yes, some days it is. But I promise you, if the WNBA is putting out a bad product, they will be roasted on this podcast. They got to do better. You just got a collective bargaining agreement. Put your money where your mouth is. You've got to do better. And like I say, guys, at the end of every podcast, don't bet what you can't afford to lose. We're just trying to turn this or legitimate losing hobby into a side hustle by just doing some homework, watching some basketball, having a good time doing it. This is Jemiah from To The Window, and we'll catch you guys next time. This has been your WNBA recap. Gamble responsibly, please. You guys have a good day. Talk soon. Bye-bye.